we must not consider about the banning, the strikes, or banning of books and anything. It is not at all the part of writing. It is something else after the publishing of books. When you are writing, you be honest and write what you want to write. That's all.
Yeah, why not?
I feel that writing is a river. You dam it in one place, you ban it in one place, it will find a way to say the same thing in another way.
The expression has to come.
Expression has to come. What you have to say has to get across. You might not say XYZ Murdabad. You might just show what are the effects of what that person is doing. And that is enough. I respect readers. And I know they will understand what I'm trying to say. Even if I say it in a slightly, like Mitra said, subtle way or circuitous way.
That's fantastic. So before we open this for an open house interaction, I would request our panelists to read something from their work. Okay, to read something from their short stories and their piece of creativity. So now we'll start with Benjamin. If you can read out something from your writing for, if you want to go and read from there, why not?
I am not at all good in reading. You have to see here Mr. H.M. Nakavi, like a Pak English writer, how he is reading. It is excellent. You have to see. But let me try my own way. This is page number 126. One day, a trailer came without any helper to unload. It is all about a desert story. I don't know you three know about this thing. I think the readers, listeners know much about it. That's why I am not giving any introduction for this book. Straight away I am reading this portion. One day a trailer came without any helper to unload. The Arbab called me back from the desert. Driver was a Pakistani. I saw a man who wasn't either in my Arbab ups close after a very long time. Since I had been denied normal human smell, I felt that even his sweat had a scent. Out of the sheer happiness of seeing a man, I even touched him once. I felt a shiver of satisfaction passing through me. While unloading the material, I explained to him all my sorrows in all the languages that I know and begged him to somehow save me from the hell I was in. However, I saw only a icy coldness in his face. He didn't even acknowledge me. A anguish I felt. When the Arbab had called me to the trailer, I had run to him with so much hope, deserting the gods. I was an optimistic dash towards the light of life, but the driver's cold look drained me all the hope. I looked at him pathetically whenever he placed the bundle of hay and grass on my head and tried to attract the attention with some gesture. I begged him to save me. Once I deliberately dropped the hay bundle and bent down and touched his feet. Even then he wouldn't look at me. I felt sad. My heart broke. After loading the goats, the Pakistani drove away without even smiling me. My optimism dimmed. How much I cursed him. Nobody in the world would have ever cursed a stranger like that or hated one like that. I get rid of some of that anger I hid in my own chest twice as I walked back to the desert to gather the goats. Thank you.
That was fantastic, Benjamin. Now I request Mitra Venkatraj to read out something for us.
I'll read read out from a page from my short story, The White Chiffon Sari. Here the story is from the eyes of a small child. I remember my mother saying that Inasa Nayaka's wife, Katribai, wouldn't have died so early if at least one of her 3 daughters had got married during her lifetime. Inasa Nayaka's was the very first house east of ours in an area known as Nayaka Colony. I'll read bits and pieces from here and there, amounting up to 1 page. Each of Katribai's 3 daughters was different. Looking at Jenny Bai with her rough, heavily acne face and hair tied into a bun so tight that no strand of hair was free, I felt she had never been young in her life. But I had heard Jenny Bai telling my mother, who is going to feed my sisters if I get married? The house has to run somehow. And she had ended by saying, presently my concern is Rosie, and I am looking for a husband for her. All of us in our house believed that Rosie was the best looking among the Inasa daughters. Not just because she was slender and fair, but also because she was charming and attractive. On her right cheek, a little away from her nose, was a black mole. Rosie used to remember that when I was a child, being held in her arms, I would always try to pluck that mole. She had told me this so many times that it has stayed in my mind as my own memory. When I was very small, the Inasa girls were very fond of me. They had no... I faintly remember that when the Inasa sisters visited our house, they would hold me and squeeze me with great affection. But I would wriggle out of their hold and get away, greatly annoying them and making them complain to my mother. When I grew to be about 3 or 4 years old, their love and affection took on the form of teasing me endlessly. No sooner their eyes fell on me than they would start making fun of me or close in on me from all sides crying, catch me, catch him, don't let him get away. But the worst was when their visit coincided with my mother choosing to dress me up in the porch. Upon noticing that I have nothing on me, they would start giggling uncontrollably and cheering wildly, look at him. I wouldn't understand their idea of fun and would get terribly offended, while it wouldn't occur to my mother to protect my modesty or show me any mercy. She would neither let me get away nor in a hurry to make me wear my shorts. And she would hold it distractedly and say to my utter annoyance, what is wrong with this boy? Why make such a fuss? And to my mortification, she would add, they have seen it all anyway when you were a baby. I would be furious. Just because they have seen me like that at one time, do they get the license to see me like that forever? It was just about the time I had started going to school, I think, when one day my mother asked Rosie some question. I don't remember what it was, but my guess would be that it was about her marriage. A question that was invariably asked whenever Rosie visited us. And all she had begun to say with resignation, I don't want any marriage. I don't want any husband. But then her eyes fell on me. Suddenly she giggled as if an amusing thought occurred to her. And she declared, I wouldn't mind him as my husband. What do you say, my boy? That was the day my real trouble started. From that day onwards, any time and for no rhyme or reason, I began to be called and addressed as Rosie's husband. Thank you.
So that was from the White Chiffon Sari. And now I request Anjali Purohit to read out an excerpt from her work.
I'd like to, is it audible?
Yeah.
I'd like to read a poem which I think is about the topic under discussion. The title of the poem, in one sense, has nothing to do with the poem. Nevertheless, I title it a word called Kintsugi. Kintsugi is a Japanese word. It is a word used in Japanese pottery. When a Japanese bowl or some pottery piece is broken, the Japanese, they fuse it, they make it whole again by fusing it with powdered gold or platinum or silver. And it is connected with a Japanese philosophy called kintsugi, which considers all breaks, tears, and wear marks as the history of an object in its aesthetic, and they value that, and they in fact illuminate it because they feel that breaks which are joined are more beautiful than the new piece. So, my poem, Kintsugi. There is a dark tempest about us tonight, out to break all within its sight. No voice is heard above its deafening roar. It stalks the land as it never did before. There is a great churning afoot inside the earth. An ominous rumbling threatens all our moorings. It gathers strength and is upon us now. We lose our grip and it wrests our hands apart. In that vortex we spin, detached, broken, separated, roots torn from flesh. We break, we tear, we shatter, fall apart. Fragments, splinters, bits, pieces, and shards. Alone, incomplete, divided, fractured, brother snatched from brother, friend from friend, farmer from his land, and the tribal from his forest. Our community split by deep, malignant ruptures, turning, churning in some random Brownian motion, wrenched from the bedrock in upward free fall. Dust motes dancing in the sunlight, forsaken. Where do we look for bonds, my friend? See, here's a handful of gold dust in my fist, and you carry some deep within your heart. Our world is in pieces, but it's the only one we have. We'll fuse it together with this molten gold and then make it even more beautiful than it was when whole, and our ties stronger in the very place they were broken. Thank you.
That was such a lovely philosophy you propagated through your poem, the Japanese philosophy. When we are friends with someone, or when we are affair in a love affair or a relationship, and when there is a breakup and then there is a reunion, I hope similar feeling would come up. The relationship would become more beautiful. So before we go for a question answer session, you have to say something on this. Yeah.
Just come back to our
please.
Our discussion. Let me tell two incidents. One is told by one of my friend. One day he saw that his mother is getting ready to go somewhere. He asked her, "Mom, where you are going?" She told, "There is a protest is going on in front of collectorate, so I am going there." She is an innocent mother. He is not belongs to any political party or something. All of a sudden, he afraid. What happened? What is the protest is going on? Mother told from the church. They told that somebody, that is, what do you know? It is an old story. One P.J. Anthony, he wrote a novel against Christ, not something against. It is based on the novel Last Temptation of Christ. There is a drama came over in Kerala, and the church told that Mom, we all have to go to collectorate and protect this one. My friend asked to his mother, "Mom, ever you see that drama?" No, I never seen that drama. You know the plot of the drama? No, we don't know anything about the plot or anything, but church told me to go there and protest, so I am going. This is what is happening in the society against the creativity. Secondly, Once one of my friend called me in the midnight, very best friend called me, and he was so angry about. I asked him, what happened, dear friend? He told me that you wrote something against my father. Accidentally, his father was a character in one of my novel, very funny character. So he was so angry. I asked him very politely, did you read that novel? No. Somebody told me that my father is in your novel. It is a bad thing you ever done in your life like that. I cut the phone, and after 3 or 4 years later, I met him in a public place. He all of a sudden he came to me and held my hand and told sorry. And now only later only I read that story. I came to know that nothing about to angry. This is what is happening in the society against the creativity. Not reading at all, not listening, not understanding anything. Somebody is saying from somewhere that something is here, so all of a sudden angry is coming out. The mob is coming out in the. We know that all the stories about the what is happening in the. I told my own experience also to add this one. That's all.
That was lovely incidents. Yeah. So before we start the Q&A round, the question answer session, I have 2 announcements to make in favor of restricting polarizations. After we are done with the Q&A round, everything that has been discussed will be translated and re-narrated by Benjamin for those who are not into understanding English. Those who understand only Malayalam, they don't have to worry. We are not doing any polarization in favor of English, so it will be in Malayalam also. And while you ask questions, I request my photographer friends to also keep asking questions. Those who are asking questions, they are requested to first tell their name, introduce yourself, and ask a question. I repeat again, ask your question. Please don't deliver a speech from there, but frame your question and ask. We open this house for Q&A. You can ask any of us your questions. Please first raise your hands, those interested. And if you have questions, please introduce yourself. Someone please give her the microphone. We have scared you enough.
Good afternoon. My name is Amrita. I'm coming from Calicut. And I have a question to Benjamin, sir. Sir, after you have written the book, you might have thought many readers might read it, and many of the countries banned your book. And so, do you think your any kind of freedom is being restricted? And second question is, what implication did this ban have in your future works?
I think the answer is told already. Whenever a book is banned somewhere, the people will more curious about the book, and they are from somewhere it is they will get it and they will try to read it. That is a basic nature of human being. Something is banned, you have to end that one. In this open society, maybe in the world of the time of the networking and so many medias, web world, we cannot ban anything at all. If you ban in one country, it is available in somewhere else. If you ban in print media, the web edition is available anywhere. So the banning is already a bad concept or something, a wrong concept. The people will read more, I think so. This is what my experience. The Arab version of God Days is banned in Gulf, Saudi Arabia. At the same time, the second edition came out from the same region because people are more interested to read that one. I think this is what your question is.
Yeah. Subsequently, with the advent of social media, you ask Google Baba, who knows everything. Everything that has been banned is over there. So you can't restrict people. Any other question?
No, one more question she asked.
You have another question?
Oh, yeah. She asked what is the...
Two questions.
Yeah. I think banning is something else. When you are in a creating table or creativity, you have nothing else in front of you. You and your creativity, your dream, your subject, your something that is in front of us. We will not looking forward for any banning, any strikes or something else. If you are looking that one, we cannot be open. This is what I am trying to tell in the beginning itself. We cannot be open. We cannot be a honest man, honest writer at all. We don't care about this such of ban or something else. This is all after the publishing time. This is happening because when we are in a writing table, you have to be your friend is you only, your reader is you only. Be honest with yourself. This is what. So I am not afraid of banning or something.
I wish to be banned someday. Any other question? Please raise your hand. Yeah, there's one.
നമസ്കാരം, ബെന്യാമിൻ സാറിനോടാണ്. സാർ, സാർ സൂചിപ്പിച്ചത് എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമായി. സേഫ് സോണിൽ കറങ്ങുന്ന നമ്മുടെ എഴുത്തുകാരെ സൂചിപ്പിച്ച് വളരെ സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. തൂണിൽ കെട്ടിയ കോഴിയെ പോലെ ഈ സേഫ് സോണിൽ ചുറ്റുകയാണ് നമ്മുടെ എഴുത്തുകാരെന്ന് എനിക്കും തോന്നിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. സത്യത്തിൽ ഇതിനെ അതിജീവിക്കണം എന്ന് സാറ് സൂചിപ്പിക്കുകയുണ്ടായി. ആ ബാനിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ മതിൽ കെട്ടുകളെയോ അതിജീവിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഒരു ശരിയായ എഴുത്തുകാരൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റിയത്. അപ്പോൾ അത്ര തന്നെ അത് ശ്രമിച്ചതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ബലിയല്ലേ ശരിക്കും നമ്മുടെ പെരുമാൾ മുരുകൻ പോലും. ഈ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ജാതി മത നമ്മൾ അനുഭവിച്ചു കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന സാമൂഹ്യ വ്യവസ്ഥിതി സാറ് സൂചിപ്പിച്ച പോലെ ആ വേലികളെ കടക്കാനോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ മതിൽക്കെട്ടുകളെ തറക്കാനോ ഒരു യഥാർത്ഥ എഴുത്തുകാരനെ കൊണ്ട് സാധിക്കുമെന്ന് സാറ് വിചാരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തുടർന്ന് എഴുതിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എഴുതി തയ്യാറായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഞങ്ങളെ പോലെയുള്ളവർക്ക് സത്യത്തിൽ ആ ഒരു പെരുമാൾ മുരുകനെ ഒരു ഭയപ്പെടുത്തുന്ന ഒരു മുന്നറിയിപ്പ് കൂടിയാണെന്നാണ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് എത്രമേൽ പ്രാബല്യമാണ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എത്രമേൽ നടപ്പിലാക്കപ്പെടും ഈ സ്വപ്നം എന്നുള്ളതാണ്.
What is this question is, while we are talking about the green zone or something, how we can break the barriers of caste, creed or something else, and if a writer can break these barriers. What I am thinking that we cannot break any barriers.
But you can reply him back in Malayalam.
Yeah. Okay. ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത് നമുക്കങ്ങനെ ഒരു എഴുത്തുകാരൻ വിചാരിച്ചാൽ നമുക്ക് ഈ മതിൽക്കെട്ടുകൾ തകർത്ത് അപ്പുറത്ത് പോവാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ തകർത്ത് പുതിയൊരു സൊസൈറ്റി ഉണ്ടാക്കാം എന്ന് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷേ ഇത്തരം മതിൽക്കെട്ടുകൾ നിലനിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ ആത്മാവിനോട് ചോദിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ സത്യസന്ധരായി എഴുതാനുള്ള ശ്രമങ്ങൾ നടത്തുക എന്നുള്ളത് തന്നെയാണ് അതിന് നമ്മൾ നമ്മൾ ഈ സൊസൈറ്റിയോട് കടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളൊരു തോന്നലിൽ നിന്നാണ് നമുക്ക് ചില ലിമിറ്റേഷൻസ് വരുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട കാര്യം. നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ കടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഒരു എഴുത്തുകാരൻ ആരോടും കടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നില്ല. കടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആ അർത്ഥത്തിൽ ആരോടും കടപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നില്ല. അവൻ സത്യസന്ധമായി അവന് പറയാനുള്ള ആർജവം കാണിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ആദ്യമേ സൂചിപ്പിച്ചത് നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഡേഞ്ചറസ് സോണിലേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങി നിന്ന് ചിലപ്പോൾ എഴുതേണ്ടി വരും എന്നുള്ളത്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ചിലപ്പോൾ കിട്ടേണ്ട പല കാര്യങ്ങളും നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു വന്നിരിക്കാം. എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഇപ്പോൾ അൽ അറേബ്യൻ നോവൽ ഫാക്ടറി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു നോവൽ എഴുതാൻ വേണ്ടി ഞാനൊരു പ്രൊജക്ട് മാനേജർ, I was worked as a project manager there in Gulf. I lost that job. Otherwise I quit that job and came here to write something else. So നമ്മളത് എഴുതാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ ചിലത് ഉപേക്ഷിക്കേണ്ടി വരും. ആ ഉപേക്ഷിക്കലില്ലാതെ നമുക്ക് എല്ലാം നേടിയതിന് ശേഷം എല്ലാവരെയും ചേർത്ത് നിർത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് എല്ലാവരുടെയും പ്രീതി സമ്പാദിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് എഴുത്ത് സാധ്യമാണ് എന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്. സത്യസന്ധമായ എഴുത്ത് സാധ്യമാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എഴുത്തുകാരനാവാം, പുരസ്കാരങ്ങളൊക്കെ മേടിക്കാം, സന്തോഷമായിട്ടൊക്കെ നിൽക്കാം, എല്ലാവരും നിങ്ങളെ പുകഴ്ത്തും എന്നൊക്കെയുള്ളതല്ലാതെ ചിലരെയെങ്കിലും മുറിപ്പെടുത്താൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ് നമ്മൾ എഴുതുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. വി ആർ റൈറ്റിംഗ് ഫോർ ഹർട്ട് സംവൺ. We are writing for hurt someone. If it is not hurting anyone, means your writing is not good at all. This is what my opinion.
So there was one question from there.
My name is A.S. Guha. I'm from Shillong. I'm one of the participants here. The question is for any one of the panelists. Don't you think that on the other hand, conversely, polarization can further enkindle the imagination, create more compassion and empathy in the mind of the writer?
Who would like to answer this? Anjali, yeah.
Certainly, I mean, there is a very famous saying that our sweetest songs are those that speak the saddest thoughts. And by saddest, one doesn't mean I'm crying, but saddest in terms of what is happening around. Writers are supposed to be sensitive people who are sensitive to what is happening around. And certainly when there is polarization, they will react even stronger. But that doesn't mean we welcome polarization, isn't it? We don't. I mean, we will always strive towards there being a community, and being a community, being one, being brothers, brotherhood, is as inspiring. I would think it's as inspiring to a creative person as polarization. And you might not agree with me, but I believe that.
Yeah, no, he did not contradict that. He, in a way, paved a way that it will ignite our imagination further, I believe. Any other question? Yeah. Please give the microphone to this gentleman.
Hello, I'm Mohan Nair. I work as an English language teacher at the moment. I had been in the Gulf in the same field and in various other fields. And I remember reading Mr. Benjamin's Goat Life about 5 to 6 years back.
Sir, if you have a question, please frame that and please ask your question.
Yeah, I'm coming to that actually. So many questions were asked on different aspects of writing. My question relates to the background of writing. I remember reading M.T. Nair, who said that the seed of a theme would have been laid in the mind of the writer years back, sometimes, or possibly at the same moment. So what is your experience with writing? Have you, particularly this Goat Life, because I was so much enchanted with it, actually. My kudos to you for writing it. And it will live in the memory of Malayalis for long. But what is the background for your writing that? How did this theme emerge in your mind? And what normally are the methods you adopt in writing? That's what I would like to know.
Long question. Anyway. First question is asking ourselves why we are writing. For what we are writing. We are writing because we have something to tell others. That is the main thing. If you have nothing to tell others, you don't want to write. I have something in my mind, maybe the society don't know at all. This is why I am writing. While we are thinking about the God days, you know that from last 50 years, people are going from here to Gulf countries for labor job or something else. But the common people, normal Malayalis, don't know the reality of the life they are facing there. We know some of the stories from films or something. They are buffoons. They are not at all treated as in reality. So as a writer, when I lived there for a long time, it is my duty to show that the reality is something else. This is what I thought at the beginning. Then only I met Mr. Najib accidentally, and I heard his story from his face from almost 1 year, and I was behind of him. We met so many times. We traveled together. Then I realized that this is the story I have to tell the society, because we do have some other concept of Gulf life, something glittering life. Maybe we are going today, after 2 years later, you come with a lot of money, and there is a big tree there to, like that, such a concept is there. We have to break the concept, and I have to tell the reality of Gulf life. This is what the background of that story. Writing pattern, I think each novel have its own writing pattern and its own style. My നോവൽ അക്കപ്പോരിൻ്റെ 20 നസ്രാണി വർഷങ്ങൾ, 20 years of Christian Carol, it is a satire. It is a satire, but in the God days, while we are thinking about it, is a straight narration. While we are thinking about Yellow Lights of Night, it is a something different kind of writing. Two-person telling the same story from different faces. Like that. That is all belongs to the story itself. Story itself asking us to take a narrative mode. This is what behind of every writing, I think. We have to discuss more about that one. This is the simple version of answer.
Thank you, Benjamin. Is there any question which is restricted to the topic that we are discussing here? And I request this again, it has to be a question. Question is a question is a question. Please.
Abdul Hamid from Calicut. What do you think about the limitation of ethics and morality?
Whom are you asking this question to? To which?
Any one of you.
Anyway. Please come again.
What do you think on the limitation on basis of ethics and morality in favor of the philosophical concern of Kantian philosophy and Albert Camus' absurdity? People are thinking that it is a trend to make infiltration of sex and violence in their literary works. So in this time, ethics and morality, how you want to hold?
Why not? Anjali has to answer this.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Abdul Hamid.
Abdul Hamid. Well, I feel no subject is immoral. Absolutely no subject is immoral. It is what you write about it that can be in good taste or bad taste. So morality comes in there. Are you instigating someone? Are you showing a very wrong interpretation, picture of a woman? Then I would say this is in bad taste. But morality otherwise does not come in. It's where readers are very intelligent. They will judge your writing.
Let me add one more.
Okay.
The ethics and morality may be vary from person to person. That is depends on each person, their society, their background and everything. Yeah. Maybe your morality is not at all concerned for me. My morality is not concerned for you. That belongs to the society and background. We cannot identify this is the morality or this is the problem. While we are thinking about writing, these all are vanished, I think so.
Yeah.
Defense. This is to all of you, the writers and media people. Do you feel that the media people are in a danger zone at present? Because we are talking about banning the book, banning the films. If you look back, we can see the Malayalam film, which is directed by M.T. Vasudevan Nair. The end of the film, it was nowadays, we could not release that film. And like the film directed by G. Aravindan, Kanjana Sita, it was a very different concept. Like Mr. Benjamin wrote, the real story, I was surprised how he got this much information, the right information from the Arab countries. It was surprisingly know that the novel was banned not only in Arab countries but some other parts of the world. Then how can a writer or a media person can do something sincere to himself and to the society? Is it possible?
You start and then I'll... If you can repeat it.
The thing is, I told many times that you have to be honest to yourself. If you are with the part of society, part of media, part of award, then you have to be limited to somewhere else. You have to be, you have to do something, cut off something. You censor yourself. But while we are writing about something, you have to be, again I am telling you, you have to be honest to yourself. Don't afraid of anything.
But is it possible in our society? And what's the solution?
I think still it is possible if you are not looking for any award or anything.
We are not looking for award.
Depends upon your intent. What do you intend to do?
We know that Bolivian Diary, it was banned in India, but it was very popular in India also. Lolita, it was once banned in India. But we people are interested to read this sort of things, as you said earlier. But as far as concerned a writer, is he getting the freedom from various part of the beliefs? See, that was not, maybe as you said, nobody may not read the book or see the film, but they are against for a right, for a film or a writing. That is
but at the same time, they're aware about your work, and then it, helps others to know more about it. And
what's the solution I'm asking? What is the solution? Is there any?
We are looking for solutions. We are looking for solutions.
I think there is no solution. It is not from it is from now itself. It is from long time ago.
And, see, Mr. Benjamin, your first book was very bold, but I don't feel you were. But I feel that you were afraid of your second or third book. Your first book, this Adijividam, surprised everybody. The new generation writer for Malayalam literature.
No, I think you have to read Al Arabian Novel Factory and you have to come back to me again.
I'll come back.
So your questions. Do you have any other question? There's just room for one last question, and then I'll hand it over to Benjamin to translate the whole session precisely into Malayalam. You have the last question. Please introduce yourself and please ask a pointed question.
I'm Damayanti from Chennai. I have a question for Benjamin. And you said that it was more of a suicidal attempt that Perumal Murugan was into. And I had been to Tiruchengur 2 months back for another story of a Dalit youth being murdered there because he loved a Gounder girl. He was murdered. He was actually butchered, I should say. His head was cut off, and they had planned it to be a suicide. They had placed the body in a railway track. And I think you can't step into someone else's shoes and come off with this comment. And can any other writer, I just put across this question to you, can any other writer could step into another writer's shoes and feel the pain of being targeted at?
I think what is in the Perumal Murugan's case, what he is trying to do is he wants to stay the place itself. This is what I know. I came to know that. But if you think about so many other writers in exile in the era of communist era in the Soviet land, or so many regimes, we know that writers are what writers are doing is they are trying to exile from the place and telling from some other secret place or somewhere else. They are trying to show the reality of the world. What is happening? This is how the reality came out through the novels or books. Otherwise, all the reality may depressed somewhere else. So the courage of a writer is very important. We cannot put other writers' shoe in our leg, but we should make our own shoes for our own leg, and we should walk for long. And this is what I am thinking. Maybe we are everybody. If you are doing a comment itself, a dangerous comment. Not only writing. If you are a public comment will be a very dangerous. We know that. But what we have to do as a writer, we have to move a little bit or move little backward and say loudly. This is what we can do. If you are following the Perumal Murugan, nobody else is there to tell the reality in the world. So we have to tell something loudly from backward.
Thank you, Benjamin. And before we conclude this vibrant session, no, we can't take any other question. We are running out of time. I'll request Benjamin to conclude the whole session in Malayalam for those who could not be a part to it in English. So Benjamin will do it and we finish this. Thank you.
ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇത് മനസ്സിലായി എന്നാണ്. ഞാനത് ഒരു ഇവിടെ ടി പി രാജമീൻ മാഷൊക്കെ എന്നോട് ആവശ്യപ്പെട്ടത് പ്രകാരം ഞാനത് പറയുന്നു എന്നത് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. വളരെ ഈ ഇന്നത്തെ കാലത്തിനോട് ഏറ്റവും അടുത്ത് നിൽക്കുന്ന വിഷയങ്ങളിൽ ഒന്നാണ് ഇത്. അല്ലെ, എല്ലാ കാലത്തിലും പ്രസക്തമായ ഒരു വിഷയമാണ് എഴുത്തുകാരൻ നേരിടുന്ന വെല്ലുവിളികൾ. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ധ്രുവീകരണം സംഭവിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സമൂഹത്തിൽ വെച്ച് ഒരു എഴുത്തുകാരൻ എത്രത്തോളം സേഫാണ് എന്നതിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച്, അവൻ്റെ എഴുത്തിനുള്ള എഴുത്ത് എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ലിമിറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ചുള്ള ഒരു ചോദ്യം ഏറ്റവും പ്രസക്തമായ ഒരു ഘട്ടത്തിൽ വെച്ചാണ് നാം ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു വിഷയം കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്തത്. പൊതുവെ ഇവിടെ പറയാൻ ശ്രമിച്ച ഒരു കാര്യമെന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ഞാൻ പറയാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചത് എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ കുറെ കൂടി ധൈര്യമുള്ളവരായിരിക്കുക, എഴുത്തിൽ സത്യസന്ധത പുലർത്തുക, ആരെയെങ്കിലും തൃപ്തിപ്പെടുത്താൻ വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ എഴുതാതിരിക്കുക, എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ മറ്റാരെയും കുറിച്ച് ഓർക്കാതിരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് എഴുത്തിനുള്ള ഏറ്റവും ഉചിതമായ ചില മാർഗങ്ങൾ. ആരെയും മുറിപ്പെടുത്താതെ നമുക്ക് എഴുത്തിൽ തുടരാൻ കഴിയില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഒരു യാഥാർത്ഥ്യം. ഇവിടെ ഉയർന്ന ചർച്ചകളുടെ ഒരു ആകഫലവും അങ്ങനെയാണ് എന്നാണ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത്. എഴുത്തുകാരൻ എപ്പോഴും വെല്ലുവിളികൾ നേരിട്ടുകൊണ്ടേ ഇരിക്കുന്നു. ആ വെല്ലുവിളികളെ അതിജീവിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ശ്രമം നമ്മളെപ്പോഴും എടുത്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. അതിനുള്ള ഒരു ശ്രമമായിരിക്കണം എഴുത്തുകാരൻ്റെ ജീവിതം എന്നുള്ളത്. അങ്ങനെയാവുമ്പോൾ മാത്രമാണ് എഴുത്ത് സാർത്ഥകമാവുന്നത് എന്നാണ് ഇവിടുത്തെ ചർച്ചയിൽ നിന്ന് ഉരുത്തിരിഞ്ഞ ഒരു പൊതുവായ കാര്യമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു. മറ്റ് എഴുത്തുകാരും അതിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് അവരുടേതായ നിലപാടുകൾ പറയുകയുണ്ടായി. ചിലരെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം മറ്റുള്ളവരെ മുറിപ്പെടുത്തി എഴുതുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ് എന്ന് പറയുകയുണ്ടായി. പക്ഷേങ്കിൽ അത് ഓരോ എഴുത്തുകാരിൽ നിന്ന് വ്യത്യസ്തമായി വരുന്നതാണ്. നമ്മൾ കൂടുതൽ ചർച്ചകളിലൂടെ ഇത് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുക, അതിനേക്കാളുപരി ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ളൊരു ലോകത്തിലാണ് നാം ജീവിക്കുന്നത് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ബോധ്യം നമുക്കുണ്ടാവുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ടത്. എഴുത്തുകാർ, എഴുത്തിനെ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്നവർ, വായനക്കാർ, വായനയെ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്നവർ ഒന്നു ചേർന്ന് നിൽക്കുകയും ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ധ്രുവീകരണങ്ങൾക്ക് അപ്പുറം ചെന്നിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ചിന്തിക്കാൻ കഴിയുകയും ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഇത്തരം ചർച്ചകൾ കൊണ്ടുള്ള ഗുണം. അല്ലാതെ നമ്മൾ പിന്നെയും നമ്മൾ നിൽക്കുന്ന ഇടത്ത് തന്നെ നിൽക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ ഇത്തരം ചർച്ചകൾ കൊണ്ട് യാതൊരു ഗുണവുമില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അർത്ഥം. നമ്മൾ ഈ ബാരിയേഴ്സ്, ഈ മതിലുകൾ പൊളിച്ച് നമുക്ക് ഒന്നാവാൻ കഴിയണം. അങ്ങനെ ഒന്നാവുന്ന ഒരു ലോകമാണ് സാഹിത്യം ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത്. ഓരോ എഴുത്തുകാരനും അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു മനുഷ്യനെയാണ് സ്വപ്നം കാണുന്നത് എന്ന് മാത്രം പറയാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you so much, everybody in the panel, everyone in the session, everyone who participated here, also friends from media and all technicians who are here. It's an all-inclusive thank you. Thank you for making it a successful panel. Thanks.